Hi everybody, it's me again. I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. Instead of my ordinary gaming videos, I'm going to show you what else I do for fun. Now, but first, a couple things first. First, my sandwich headband. And as you can see, my hair started to grow back a little bit. And I'm going to show you my birthday present. Yep, from my fan Penny Tyler. I just wish I could send it to her. She could sign it for me. Hopefully one day, maybe. I don't know. But that's just a dream of mine. Just send it to her one day so she can sign it or whatever, and you know. But that's for another day. Now I'm going to show you what I do instead of playing games. Yeah, let's get the camera here. This right here is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. And for those of you that haven't seen the series, this is where you take you get to battle with these monsters against your opponent. Each opponent has 8,000 life points during 2 tournament rules. And if your life points hit 0, or your deck runs out, which is your deck, then you lose. Or by special card effects, but more on that a little bit later. As you can see, I'm about to duel myself. I've got the deck lined up. I'm going to have to do it this way. Get you a close eye view. Probably won't see me, but you'll definitely see the action. You'll see every card I play. And since I built these decks and I know every card in them, nothing will surprise me, but we'll just see how the strategy goes. Now, the only question is, what should go first? My Marik deck, which is that over there, or my Destiny deck that I built from scratch for years. This deck I built from scratch. And it took me quite a while. I'm quite the collector. I built this deck from scratch and I made it very powerful. So let's go with the Marik deck first. So I'll explain the rules as we go along. Okay, first things first. You draw the top 5 cards in your deck, which are these. You draw top 5 cards to begin your game. And just for fun, I'm going to do 3 duels. I'm going to do the best 2 out of 3. Whoever deck wins 2 out of 3 duels will win the match. And just to have fun, these are the cards I'm starting out with. My Marik deck. I already know what they are. So, get a good spread. Alright, now to begin your turn, you must draw 1 card from your deck, which I will do now. The webcam will work with me for a second here. I'll stop falling. First you draw a card, which is that one. Now you can either play a monster card or play those cards face down, which I will do. I'll tell you what those do later. Now for monster cards, you get to summon monster cards due to their level. If they're 1 through 4, you can summon them right away. 5 through 6, sacrifice 1 monster. And 7 or higher, you have to sacrifice 2. But on special occasions, there are monsters that are level 12 that you have to sacrifice 3, but more on that later. So I'll summon him now, called Gravekeeper Spear Soldier. With a monster of this, let's play him in attack mode. Now each monster has an attack and defense power. The Spear Soldier, you put it in this position for attack mode. I'll get a better shot over here. Please work with me here, guys. That is attack position. and it has 1,500 attack points. Now for my Destiny deck's turn. We'll play this card right here. Now, as I stated before, ooh man, what a hand! Not much I can do with this hand, but powerful cards here. These are very powerful cards. This one right here is very, very dangerous. It should be only played by a duelist that has a that's very advanced. For only advanced duelists only. So if you're a noob or a rookie, just forget about using this card so you don't know how it works. But here we go. Ah, very good. Now let's see, what move should I do? I'll save that card for later. Okay, but there's some exceptions to the rule about summoning a monsters quickly. Like this card, for instance. Now, she is one of my newer cards. She has a special ability where if you have no monsters in your graveyard, you can automatically summon her to the field no matter what. And as you can see, right here, is my graveyard. I have no monsters. So, what I would do in this situation is summon her right now. Her name is Guardian Yatos. She has an attack power of 2,500 and defensive power of 2,000. Since she was a special summon, I get to summon one more monster. Now, I played it like this. Oopsie. I played it like that, face down like that. It's called face down defense mode, but more on that later. Now, if my opponents wanted to, they get to activate their face down cards called trap cards. And I will look and see what cards I wanted to activate. I activate Skull Invitation, Coffin Seller, and save those two cards for a little bit later on. Then I'll activate this spell card called Axe of Despair. What this does is raises my monster's attack power by 1,000 points, which I will do now. Now, when the Axe of Despair is played, I choose a monster, and that monster gains 1,000 attack points. Since I got my monster face up, Guardian Yatos, I'll add it to her, giving her 1,000 attack points, bringing her attack power to 3,500. So now comes the battle phase. Now what the battle phase is, you take one monster on your side of the field, and if your opponent has another monster outside the field, you can attack that monster and do battle damage. I will show you right now. What you do is call out your command, take the monster you want to attack. So Guardian Yatos attacks Gravekeeper Spear Soldier. And now the Spear Soldier is destroyed. And now the battle damage comes out of my opponent's life points. So that's 35 minus 15. Do calculations very quick. That's total damage of 2,000 points. My opponent loses 2,000, bringing them to 6,000. But there is a catch. You see, my opponent activated Coffin Seller and Skull Invitation. They are card effects. What Coffin Seller does, each time a monster is sent to my opponent's graveyard or my graveyard, they lose an extra 300 life points. So, a monster was sent to their graveyard, they lose an extra 300 points. So they went from 6,000 to 5,700. And thanks to skull invitation, each time a card is sent to the graveyard, the owner loses 300 more life points. So grand total, the battle damage was 2600. And that will end my Destiny deck's turn. Now, I hope you guys and gals are enjoying it so far. Moving around this webcam is a total pain. Okay. It's a total pain. Now for my Marik deck's turn. As you can see, there's no cards on the field, as you can see. But if I can draw a monster card, then I can summon it. So, we didn't draw a card. We didn't draw a monster card. We did draw that. You can see it. We did draw that card. So we play this face down. Now if I want to activate any other cards, I could. But thanks to strategic reasons, I will not. So that will end that turn. I'll get through this duel one way or another. Now it's my Destiny deck's turn. Okay, I didn't draw a monster card, but my hand does have some use. But I don't want to play any cards in my hand, and I can't. So, now here is about direct damage by attacking your opponent's life points directly. What that is, if your opponent has no monsters on the field and you do, you can attack their life points directly, causing them battle damage. Now if you do that, they take life point damage and they get closer to losing, which I will now demonstrate. Now my Guardian Yatos, which is her, will attack my opponent's deck directly. That's 3,500 points of damage. Now you're saying, Tim, how's that 3,500 points of damage? Well, you forget. I activated Acts of Despair to Guardian Yatos and raised her attack power by 1,000 points. So her grand total now is 3,500. So that's 3,500 points of damage to my opponent, which leaves them with 1,900 points, with 1,900 life points remaining. If I do one more attack, my opponent will lose. So, this might be the final turn. So, we'll never know. I have pulled miracles before with my Marik deck, but I don't think it's going to happen this time, so here we go. We drew a monster card, and it's one of my favorite dragons. So it's not in. I will get an HD cam again, folks, and then I will reshoot all my videos. So since Luster Dragon has 1,900 attack points and 16,000, 1,900 attack points and 1,600 defensive points, our Guardian Yatos is a lot stronger than Luster Dragon. We put it face down in the defensive position, like so. Put them face down in the position like so. So that could have just saved my opponent's life points. So their turn is over and my turn is now. So here we go. Draw a card. Ooh, and it's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite cards. One of my favorite cards. Because my best strategy. It's called Pyramid Turtle. Now, what to do? I usually play. Yeah, I'll do that. No, wait. No. Okay. We'll play this card face down in defense mode. But, as you may have known, that I played a face down card 2 turns earlier. I'm about to show you what that card is. You ready? Here we go. This is called a flip summon. With special monsters, they have to be flip summoned to activate their effects. So I'm about to show you now. It's one of my favorite effects. My Man-Eater Bug. When Man-Eater Bug is flip summoned, you can destroy one monster or any part of my opponent's field or my field. So I'll destroy my opponent's face down card, which you know is Luster Dragon. That gets sent to the graveyard. But the abilities of Coffin Seller and Skull Invitation now kick in. It's a 600 point loss for my opponent, which is 1300. And now if my opponent wanted to, they can activate the trap card known as Nightmare Wheel. Now what Nightmare Wheel does, it takes my Guardian Niatos out of play, which means I can't use her. She's bound by the trap, which means I can no longer attack or defend with her. But she remains on the field. In every one of my standby phases, I lose 500 life points. So yeah, I pretty much got all that down. But I still have my Man-Eater Bug. My Man-Eater Bug can still attack. It has 450 attack points, which I will do damage now. My opponent is left with 850. Okay. Here's where things are getting interesting. Okay. Now, my opponent's turn. They draw a card. Ooh, and it's a strong one. It's Lava Golem. But it can only be summoned to my side of the field, so it sacrifice my monster to summon Lava Golem. But since Nightmare Wheel is in play, and they put a strong monster, so they have no other monsters, that strategy is blown. So, oh right, my Destiny deck loses 500 life points thanks to the Nightmare Wheel's effect. That puts me at 7,500. And that ends their turn. Now it's my turn. And I drew that card. They have meaning, these spirit message cards. Hopefully in one of the other duels that I do, hopefully I can spring it. Now I'll switch my Pyramid Turtle from defense to attack mode. Switch it from defense to attack. Now I'll show you the power of this card. I activate the Seal of Orichalcos, which you play right here in your field. Play right here. Now what this does, it destroys all special summon monsters, meaning my Guardian Niatos. So she gets destroyed. So does Axe of Despair. Now if I wanted to activate Axe of Despair's ability, I can send one monster to my graveyard, put Axe of Despair back to the top of my deck. Which I will do so by destroying my Man-Eater Bug. Put Axe of Despair back to the top of my deck. Like so. See? Maneater is in the graveyard, and my Exo Spare is at the top of my deck. Now my Seal of Void Calcos' ability. When Seal of Void Calcos is activated, all of my monsters gain 500 extra attack points, which means my Pyramid Turtle jumps from 1200 to 1700. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, with my opponent having only 850 left, my Pyramid Turtle attacks, and that ends the game. It's 1700. It's a negative 850. So that puts it at 0. So, that. So everyone, that is that. That's duel number 1, and I'll come back later for duel number 2. And this could be the end to the match. We'll never know. So I'll come back on later, shoot another vid, and get duel 2 set up. So just wait right there, and I will get everything set up. So hope you enjoy duel number 1.